Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you all back to This is the Police, where we do police stuff, and I'm thinking we probably need to catch some of those big criminals soon. Who knows? City Hall cuts Broadville Asylum's funding. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Dean, Chinatown dormitory overcrowded. Ooh, man in open field frightened to death by scarecrow. Then he's a wuss. I'm sorry, wasn't that a negative one last time we checked? Your funeral's father's funeral is today. You know what? Sure. I'll let you go. I swear to God, though, guys. If I see myself a dead Pursley, someone's gonna pay. Thank you. Armed robbery, straight away. A gang of masked men, armed with automatic weapons, entered the bank. They fired a few shots into the air and demanded the manager open the vault, while everyone else lay in nervous silence on the floor. One of the guards drew a service weapon, but he didn't have a chance. A robber shot him in the stomach. Well, let's send our big boys after him then, shall we? Deputy. Ah, glorious Tasabuki passed. And then you give me $5,000. Marvelous. What about here, though? Joseph Castaro is a vegetarian and he's constantly hungry. Also, I should probably check this. Let's upgrade the SWAT. I probably need to upgrade the SWAT. Joseph Castaro keeps busy around the clock in the service of the Lord. I can believe that. But let's just wait for Beard to get back. Armed robbery. Heavily armed gunmen attacked an armored truck. Several witnesses heard an explosion and saw robbers carrying machine guns. Man, you're really making me deal with these big crimes right now, aren't you? Yeah, you don't get help. You guys are awesome. See? Now, Mafia, sell my gun. We have something going down today at Arceus Tower at 1:19. We don't want any policemen, so I think 500 is enough. Okay. The armored truck is lying on its side, smoke rising from it. Nearby is a black jeep with no plates, which 2 robbers are loading money. Drop your weapons, you're surrounded. The robbers fire as they retreat down an alley and throw grenades towards the cops. Chase the robbers. It turned out to be a smoke grenade. Meanwhile, the criminals have jumped out onto the road, jacked an old pickup truck, and are trying to get away. Pick up the chase. Well done! Well done finding that money. So, assault. Joe Slug called the station and muttered his sad story through streaming tears. I was just trying to get to know a pretty girl, and I gave her the coolest compliment in the world, but she went crazy and beat me so bad she mangled me and ruined my perfect face. I don't feel that's real. Send the 2 newbies. Meanwhile, Beard and Everts go capture the priest.
311B in progress.
Massive fight, city center. About 24 scientists who recently lost their jobs decided to stage a protest march in the city center. The participants marched peacefully along the side of the road, but then some religious fanatics came out and started throwing stones at them, tearing their clothes and genuinely humiliating them. A massive brawl has broken out and several people are badly injured. Let's just send everyone that we can, or should, or whatever. False alarm. The guy offered a girl. Yeah, okay. Thought as much.
412A in progress.
Archangel Tower. I was told to ignore you. A call just came in from the secretary of the therapist, Alan Graham. She reports that Ms. Dr. Graham was attacked by a patient during an otherwise normal session. The patient pinned him to the floor and is slapping him in the face. I'm afraid the doctor might have an asthma attack, said the frightened thing. Really? Wrong place?
1411 in progress.
You do not need help. Bullcrap. Yeah, I thought as much. Abuse of emergency services. Once again, retiree Yang Yang Hu complained to the police that a local restaurant is preparing its dishes incorrectly. They don't advertise their portions and mix up their ingredients. We've warned her a dozen times, but this isn't a police matter. But she just keeps calling and... Okay. Right. I see what's going on now. What's this? Jack Boyd, a common acquaintance told me that you're a reasonable man who can be relied upon for help. Most of the time, I need to loan 4 luxury cars at the port, and to be frank, they're stolen. Last time my boys got picked up, and a very big dealer didn't get his... Last time my boys got picked up, and a very big player didn't get his shipment. This time, it has to go as smoothly as possible. Cops in the driver's seats would make this happen. I see. How close are people getting to be able to do that? Report. Alright, Victor, I'm coming for your ass. That was not worth $500. I warned you, Victor. I'm now coming for that ass. So, you want cops? I think we can provide you cops. I'm pretty sure people are going to be able to get home in time for that. Oh yeah, they definitely are. Everts, Beard, go handle that. Alright, abuse of emergency services. Off you go. Abduction. A passerby noticed a suspicious black man sitting in a van next to a little white girl. I'm afraid to imagine that what that monster has in store for that little angel. I suspect that's a false alarm. Massive fight. St. John's Hospital. Some guy tried to sneak into the doctor's office without waiting his turn. A few people who were waiting in line decided to punish the bastard. A fight broke out. Why does this always happen? Changmeng. Sir, Dixon suddenly turned into a self-righteous arse, but started whining, saying this is wrong, we're the police. He wasn't just pecking up the deal, he was going to arrest everyone. We had to shut him up. Well, you know. Don't worry, it was all done quiet and smooth. Despite our trouble with our colleague, Mr. Cheng was very pleased. You know what, Dixon? I've had problems with you in the past. I am not bothered. Especially not bothered. Drug possession. Glorious. Beasley, get back here very quickly.
712 complete.
Turns out, the man turns out to be the girl's adoptive father. Yeah, exactly. Thought it was false alarm. Jack, some hellravers set fire to our warehouse. Send a couple of police to control the situation. I can't, I don't have any. If you'd be willing to wait a couple of seconds, it would be fine. There are men and women fighting along a narrow hallway, and they're starting to pick up chairs. Could I see the doctor for a second? I need to ask him something. Grab the loudest person in the crowd and arrest him. Sure.
311 complete.
There we go.
Progress.
Alright. Victor, I warned you. I warned you. Counterfeiting. Varga's mansion. Counterfeit cash is being printed at the Varga mansion. Mass riot. The audience at a premiere of the rules of the game was so outraged at the French film that they broke the chairs at in the hall, and now they're threatening to set fire to the cinema. The perplexed theatre director locked himself in his office, then called to report the incident. I can't imagine why this film angered them so. Let's just deal with the idiots. As well as hope the detectives can get to Varga's mansion in time. I warned you, Victor. I warned you. If you're going to abuse your power over the police, you're not going to have any power over the police. Explosion. Apartment house. Smoke is rising from an apartment building. Residents are running out into the streets. Some are saying some suspicious foreigners live in the apartment where the explosions came from. Well, we'd better send some people to go help with that. Mass riot report. Glorious. I expect no less. Alright, you. I warned you, Victor. I really warned you. And as much as I love your services, it's time to put them to an end. Glorious. The priest can wait. The priest can wait. Victor has drawn the lost straw by killing people.
Looks like we have a situation
and only offering me $500 in exchange. The apartment is filled with smoke, and the walls are covered in soot. In the center of the room stands a man in a dirty white coat, and around him are scattered odd pieces of a complicated device. Seeing the police, the man begins to explain incoherently, and he's almost finished work on his elixir of Luth, and he just needs a little more time. Just arrest the man.
10-10 being complete.
Well, it looks like that was the final thing of the day. Not bad, not bad. Alright then. Glorious! We're gonna have to find ourselves a new Dixon now, I suppose. Oh well. What's going on, Jack?
Mr. Boyd, Kevin Paulson is here. He wants to talk.
Who was that? Oh, that was the
Kevin
lawyer.
Paulson. Tell him to fuck off.
Wasn't that the...
Jack Boyd, super cop.
Why the $500,000, Jack? Why?
Lana,
Oh.
what happened?
Does this sum have some kind of special meaning?
Lana, I don't know who told you about the $500,000, but it's much more complicated than you think.
Oh, it's complicated.
I already have it!
It took me an hour to go over all the documents. There's even a few pictures and a lot of answers. Except for one thing. Why $500,000?
What documents? How did you get them? What's in them?
I think you know very well what's in them, and the one who sent them is obviously a big fan of your criminal talents. He even has a cute name for you. Cupcake.
Oh.
Remember when you told me how you're always surrounded by old men? I'm the opposite. I'm surrounded by children. 9-year-old boys. On their first day of work, they gather in the smoking lounge, telling jokes about what they'll do when they loot their first million.
Huh.
But it's more than just innocent jokes. It's quickly becoming a reality. They themselves are surprised how quickly everything happens. They buy their own houses, they buy a car, they get promoted. The first million is soon followed by a second, a third, a fifth. Like children, they have no idea what they're getting into. But I'm not like that, Lana. I'm not like them.
Really?
You're saying you're not like them because you're only stealing $500,000?
I haven't
I
stolen a
only
thing!
You know, Jack,
Well,
I'm
actually,
done
never
worrying
mind.
about people not taking me seriously. They'll know I mean business when my first act as public prosecutor is throwing the city's former police chief in prison.
Lana, you can't just read over some papers like this and... I told you not to let him in!
I'm sorry, Mr. Boyd. I tried to stop him, but you know.
Lana, we need to talk.
Well.
Jack,
Okay.
you're so amazingly patient with people. After all the confusion over the past months, all the humiliations, it's really quite admirable. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. I gotta admit, I'm not nearly so patient.
Send someone in here. Now!
I've been thinking, Jack. When I take your place, I'll have a lot of opportunities. For example, I could arrest you. You know it wouldn't be hard to find a reason.
Okay.
You obviously don't want that, right? I don't want that either. Given your reputation, arresting you would make me very unpopular. And if we both don't want that, let's find a way out. My suggestion is you retire tomorrow. And I promise I'll let you leave in peace.
Just shoot him. We're criminal enough to just shoot him. And we still have... Or strangle him.
Jack,
That works.
if you...
Well. You've gone through a lot, it seems.
Mr. Boyd, there's a call on line 2.
Okay.
Mr. Boyd, you really have to take this call.
Boyd!
Jack, it's me.
Laura,
Jack, I don't know what you wanted to say to me, but please, just say it.
What's going on?
Jack, I'm hanging up the phone.
Laura, you... Oh my God, Laura. Hey, you remember years ago? So many years I've lost track, but do you remember when Dylan was down with the chicken pox and he couldn't sleep? We kept him occupied until he passed out, and then We went downstairs, sat on the floor, opened a bottle of wine. Who could blame us? Well, we sat on the floor and opened our bills and joked about how poor we were. Remember? And then I jokingly asked if I'd be your hero if I made $1 million. And you sat there lost in thought like you needed to seriously think about the answer. You were quiet for a while, and then you laughed and said that I'd be your hero even if I only made $500,000. Do you remember, Laura?
Wait, is that seriously the reasoning?
Jack,
Do you remember?
Is that really the reasoning?
Honestly, Jack, no, I don't remember.
You don't remember? But that was...
Jack, you've been chasing me down for so long to talk with me. For this? That's all you wanted to tell me?
How can you not remember? It's important, Laura. It's important.
Goodbye, Jack.
Mr. Boyd, are you all right?
Oh, this is not a good thing. This is a very bad thing. Jack, what have you done?
Mr. Boyd?
Oh, crap. Dr. Boyd. Okay. One player mode, single player mode. I don't think it matters. I'll take single player. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Okay, so those things work as blockages. What the actual bloody Christ in Christ am I trying to do right now? I don't even know. Am I literally just playing Tetris and trying to make a complete row or something? I do not understand what's going on. Oh, I just did something. Oh, I'm trying to make complete lines. Okay. I can also rotate the pill. Is there literally any reason for me doing this? Or is this just literally just a no reason minigame? Actually, I imagine I'm trying to get all the viruses. All I have to do is connect 4 in a row. What the legitimate Christ am I doing, and why am I doing it? And why am I so bad at it? Look, this is game over. I'm just finishing this now. We done? We done? Day 154. What? That took a while. Hi there, Doctor?
Yes, you caught me again. And again, I promise this is the last time. And now you say again that I've said it all before, but I'm...
Jack Boyd is awake.
Jack Boyd? He opened his eyes? He can talk?
Talking? Yes. More like yelling, trying to escape from his room, brawling with the nurses.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Jack.
He's a tough son of a bitch.
Yep, he is. Okay, wow, what is going on? Get out of my office.
Jack! Lord, were you already discharged from the hospital? I thought you might be down a couple of days or even...
Fair! Fair!
Emma, get me the mayor. Emma, please call the mayor of Freeburg, Stuart Rogers.
She does not look very happy. She does not look very pleased with what just happened.
Connect. It's urgent.
Yeah, Jack's gone rampant.
This is Jack Boyd.
Jack, you've got to take better care of yourself. How's your...
I'm Freeburg's police chief. I came to work. Stop trying to get in my way.
Someone causing you trouble? We just wanted to make sure somebody was holding down the fort while you were recovering. But don't worry about a thing. I'll take care of everything tomorrow morning. You won't be running into Paulson again.
Okay.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'm glad we understand each other.
Huh. He was
Tell
oddly...
Martin Stett to call me.
What? You don't know? Lieutenant Stett went missing about 2 weeks ago.
Why? Oh, that's not good news. So we just lost 50 days. Snowfall paralyzes downtown traffic. Elementary school breaks its only computer. Dinosaur skull found in city dump. Well, this is... Why am I back to my old car?
Fuck my life.
Or is this the new car? That's still the new car, it's just failing. God crap. I gotta deal with that now. What's going on?
I suppose Freeburg's mayoral election is just a play with a predictable ending. But I'll take my place on the stage, if only to show them that the people will find a way to support those who want change, even in a city where everything is controlled by a corrupt mayor. The crooks can falsify the voting results, they can arrest us and beat us, but they cannot silence us. And today, for the first time in many years, we have a chance to make them fear us.
I'm not sure if I want you as
While
mayor.
acknowledging that he himself is the mysterious Robespierre, Eugene Chaffee has also promised that he will accept any punishment for the crimes committed by him and his supporters for minor offenses and street hooliganism.
Okay.
But, in his words, not before the city authorities are held responsible for the dead in our streets and the millions they've stolen. Eugene Chaffee went on to say that this is the worst time...
Huh. Alright. Klaus didn't come into work today. Papworth didn't come into work today. Who the Christ are you? I'm too tired. I can hardly work straight. Can you go home? Yes. Fine. No, we need people. Fine. Sure. Okay. What is going on? Why are they all tired? How did Floridor and Fitchbox swap stats? Okay, what the hell has happened to my cops? Okay, what is with the new music? What is this? No good. Holly Scott, no. Billabong, no. Where's my classical music? Into the Breach. Ogre. That sounds kind of fun. Sneaking Suspicions. Catalog, please. I would like some classical music. Tchaikovsky. Swan Lake. Sounds beautiful. And there doesn't look like we're gonna get new music. Okay, then. Well, let's play some Tchaikovsky, then. Oh, that is beautiful. What happened to my thing? Okay, first up. Political struggle. Today marks the beginning of a great political struggle here in Freeburg. The people, including the cops, will have to decide who to support. Some will remain loyal to Mayor Rogers, but Robespierre already has a following of his own. Don't expect officers from both camps to work effectively together if you send them out on an assignment. Unfortunately, we can't ask our employees outright about their political views, but maybe there's another way to get this information. Yeah, like the snitch that somehow keeps dying. Clementine Burrows, it's 19,000. Oh, is that just because of my backlog of 50-odd days? First up, who the hell are you? Second, what happened to a bunch of my employees? I mean, I'm restarting the day anyway because I've lost Percy, but you get my point. Klaus didn't come into work because he's an arse. Yeah, you can go home. Don't expect to have a job. Don't expect to have a job. Yeah, you can go home. I guess you can go home. You shouldn't really, but fine. What the hell? I thought I fixed your drinking problems, you pricks. I love how you only leave me with 6 cops. This first day back is always the worst. I can legally fire this man for being too old. Right, no, too bad. I expect... Why do I see like 5 cops with no energy? No, you may not go home. No, you may not go home. No, you may not go home. No, 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 no. Shut up. Fuck off. Yes, you can go home. You are not having a job. I suppose you can go home. You're not really that skillful. Yes, you may go home. You have no tired. You are very tired. I guess you can go home. Yes, you have no energy. You also have no energy. You're a drunkard. You're meant to not be that. No, you may not go home, Percy. We need... Look, this is a decent amount of cops right now. So... I need to send some people on a goddamn barbecue. I can already tell that. Well, I don't like the people who have been drinking, but let's see... Like McCoy. But let's see how bad that actually ends up being. Also, for the love of all that's holy, don't kill Percy. Thank you very much. So, what is this political bullcrap stuff right now? Alright, so let's share out the money. Let's share out the mafia money. Yada, yada, yada. You know what? I'll improve the efficiency. No, I'll do the 4 times a day, because I very rarely seem to do that. Next up, affairs. Well, no, not affairs. Yes, affairs. What's happening here? Alright, first up, you're gone. You're fired. Get out. You're too old and you're drunk. Get lost. Next up, Peters, you'll do. Shift A. Go on. Move it. Next, which police got fired? Because I swear I should have more than this. So what is this? Green is Robespierre. And red is Mayor Rogers. So that's the political views of everyone. Ha. Well, you fired like 3 cops from the A shift, so I guess I gotta replace them. Frank, you'll do for now. You're not that bad. In the meanwhile... Destruction of everyday property. A teenager walked into a furniture store and started complaining to the clerk that there were too many mirrors on the furniture. He was behaving inappropriately, insisted on arguing, and finally lost his temper entirely. He pushed a woman over and started pounding on all the mirrors with his bare hands, screaming, "How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't even real?" I get it. He's an idiot. Let's send out the 3 that agree with Rogers. What is majority political view of my station? 14 believe in Rogers, which means the majority of my people go for Robespierre. Interesting. My detectives on the next shift are really tired, and I don't like that. So... I can't prepare a barbecue right now. I don't have a deputy. Jesus Christ. Alright, well... Okay, then. So I gotta figure out another way to make people... whatchamacallit... not so unhappy. How are my investigations? You're today, so... How many people do I have on... Armstrong's there. Okay, so we'll send Armstrong to work on the counterfeiting, because, you know, Victor's gotta go. We have our over 500,000, and in fact, we might even make 1 million. Mrs. Anderson called in to complain about a suspicious man. He squeezed in beside me next to the yoga and tried acting very strange. And started acting very strange. I pushed him away, ran to the cashier, and demanded the phone. Come arrest this scoundrel immediately. That is likely nothing. Destruction of property. There we go. Well done, guys. I guess you three are gonna be the three working together, and everyone else works together on something else. Reckless endangerment. Beach. Why is there someone on the beach? Look at the snow! A drunk man decided to take his young son on a boat ride, but he's having difficulty keeping his feet. He's going to kill the boy, according to fearful witnesses. I highly doubt that, but off you go. City Hall. The recent crime wave has the press talking. City Hall. The recent crime wave has the press talking, and all we can do is point to is a lot of crappy police work. Gee, I wonder if you should blame the guy who was in charge while I was in hospital. Send one of your men to talk to the journalists. Tell them the rank and file officers assure the people of Freeburg there's no need to worry. You know what, Percy, you're tired, so I'll let you deal with the press conference. The suspicious man was philosophy professor Mr. Zambez, who had forgotten his glasses. He was only trying to make out the price tags of the yogurt. Ah, okay. The frightened boy is sitting in a boat while his father unties it from the dock. Grab the rope. The man grabs a paddle and starts swinging it at the police, shouting. Shoot the man with a taser. I just won't handle these people. Hit and run, Freeburg High School. A truck with no license plates ran over an elderly man who was running across the road in the wrong place. The driver pulled back, stopped for a second, then sped away at full speed. Fitchback and Kemp, off you go. So I don't have a deputy anymore. This leads to some very bad things. Vandalism, Artius Tower. Artius Tower. Near the main entrance to the building, there's an old man in stinking rags, sitting and playing the accordion, singing a strange song. Let the pedestrians run clumsily across the puddles. Let the water flow like a river down the pavement. Security at the skyscraper said, we're not going to touch this guy with a 10-foot stick. Fair enough. Off you go, Spain. Vandalism. When she came home from work, Peggy Smith startled some hooded teenagers who were painting graffiti on the wall of her house. I tried to grab them by the scuff of their neck, but he squirmed away from me and ran, little bastard. Little, go deal with it. I'm not sure how the political views of things are going to affect things, other than the fact that, you know, we're starting to work, that they work differently with each other. Disorderly conduct. Thank you, Spain. Vandalism. Thank you, Little. Reckless endangerment. City Zoo. A zoo employee had a fight with her boyfriend and hit him on the head with a bowl. He was stunned for a while, and when he came to, he discovered the angry girl had locked him in the cage with a bear. Yeah, that needs to get sorted with. Dials Diddley. Port. Jack, I just received a large supply of tobacco, the keystone of my business. But now the porters have decided to go on strike. They're demanding a wage increase. But I won't bow to dirty blackmail. Please send me some of your stronger men to help me move the boxes. We're old school friends, and you know I always pay my debts. I'll reward your men well, no doubt. I'm not sure. I'll wait until I've at least got 6 people. She's pounding a bowl on the bars of the cage, shouting, Mishka, wake up and eat the bastard. Miss, open the cage immediately. She spots the police and swallows the cage to the key. The bear is standing on its hind legs, approaching the bear. Use the taser.
415.
That girl definitely deserves to be arrested. Okay. So, pal, here's the thing. if I send you people, you're going to be doing heavy labor. And this game is pretty simple in its working ethics. So if I send people to you, they're likely going to get very tired. And I unfortunately do not have the fatigue required to help you. And I've got enough money as it is. Massive stadium. The manager of the stadium reports that the football match has ended with a clash between the fans. The winners were taunting their rivals, and the losers didn't take it well. They started tearing up the arena, and a small riot has erupted. About 30 people are involved. Well, let's send everyone who's apparently politically green and just deal with that. Dr. Kanushki, Jack, your overall state of health is very worrying. You need to cut down your hours as soon as possible. Do I have the choice? How do my investigations go? Pagan You can fuck off! Seriously, the state of the police station after you have one of these things is actually ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. Why didn't he come into work? You have no excuse. I'm left with one investigator. Go to hell. I can't believe both investigators died. That day was perfect. That day was fine. But both investigators decided to just go and pecking die. Not allowed. Okay, you know what? This doesn't look so bad now. This looks tolerable. For numbers, at least. Okay. Alright. Let me guess, I now discover that Percy died? No, he didn't! Good. There are so many people that are going to be requesting a day off tomorrow. How many will I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got 3 new guys as well appearing tomorrow as well. You know what? I think we might manage tomorrow. You know, so long as no one dies today. It looks like most people still favor Robespierre. I mean, I can understand why, but... Now, for the love of God, no one die. I did determine some detectives there, right? Yes, I did. No one die! Thank you! Thank you! How many frames is this? 8. Not enough. What about the other one? Also 8. Also not enough. And that one's a double. And that one's a double. Oh, goody. Good. We got through the day. We got through the day. All is good. Okay. So tomorrow, who gets a day off? Chavez, Somali, and Norlander. They get days off. Marmaja and Ciel will just have to deal. Okay. Study. Female brain no different from human. Duh. Constitution 2000 arcade opens new game room. Cool. Woman freezes to death waiting to enter first door. Then she's an idiot. Okay. Okay, I guess you're too tired. No, you're not. Shut the hell up. I don't care. Oh, you're the new guy. You're a new guy. Shut up. I said yes to you. I said I would for you. I said I would for you, but I can't. Because he's drunk, because he's an arse. And besides that, everything is fine. Okay. Another day, more policey bullcrap to deal with. So... For fuck's sake, leave the man alone! Why are you drunk? It's your very first day. Game, seriously, fucking stop this crap. I can already tell, like, the last episode of this series is probably going to take 4 hours to record, just because I'm probably going to have to reload, like, 15 times just to keep Percy the fuck alive. Aren't I? Yep. This is ridiculous. Thank you. I get $2,000, which is basically garbage. And some ungrateful city citizens have for several days parked in reserved spaces in our parking lot. The police need to come down and fix the problem right now. Sure, why not? Mission from the labor union. Mr. Boyd, I'm trying to settle a small problem. My deputy, Paul Hudgens, has unearthed some papers that could potentially hurt my career. He's threatened to go to public in the coming days. Apparently he expects me to turn myself in. It's no trouble for me to deal with this traitor, but I need to buy some time. Could you please send a squad of officers to our office, act like you're performing a search, maybe even pretend to arrest me? Then Hudgens will think the issue is resolved and he'll let his guard down. Then I'll stab him in the spine. Sound fair enough? You know what? I've done worse things for less. Currently, all of you are working on the counterfeiting. You know what? If I do that, I just get the counterfeiting over and done with. And I no longer have to deal with Victor's bullcrap anymore either. I'm good with that, actually. Assault with an offensive weapon. Old friends, Mr. Casey and Mr. Parafox, were arguing about how to cook the best barbecue. In the end, Mr. Parafox grabbed a butcher's knife and stabbed Mr. Kelsey in the stomach. And the man's wife phoned the police after she locked herself in the bedroom, fearing for her life. Very fair. Let's send someone to that. Thank you, Mr. Boyd. You should have seen the happy face of that idiot Hudgens. And when your guy sat me in the police car, he won't be smiling for long. And as for my gratitude, a little bit of cash for your retirement party. And, of course, you can always count on my help if you need it. Okay, so did I just unlock something else? The labor union. Alright. Political views. You will know the political preferences of candidates for positions in your department. Okay. No urgent tasks from City Hall. The union can protect you from any urgent City Hall assignments which are personal or illegal in nature. You will no longer be disturbed by such calls. That sounds very useful. Dismiss anyone you want. The union will make sure that illegal dismissal of police officers doesn't cause any problems for you or your department. Alright then. Mission from God, True Color Hotel. Mr. Boyd, I arranged a holiday for the faithful of our city with popular Christian music to attract the young people. I invited a Christian rock group, the Freeburg Brothers in Christ. They're supposed to be the perfect role models for young people around the world. At first, everything went fine. They came and behaved very nicely, as befits humble men singing praises to the Lord. But on the day of the concert, it came out that their lead singer overdosed on cocaine and whiskey, while the other members of the group were staging an... Okay. I cancelled the concert and demanded that the musicians return their fee, but they told me to go to hell. The Lord wants you to deal with these worthless hypocrites. Let them know we don't suffer false prophets lightly. I mean, I'm sending you to jail very soon, so you can hush up. Child abuse. Papa Carl's Pizza. An inebriated man decided to teach his young son a lesson right there in the pizzeria. He pulled down the boy's trousers and started spanking him with a pizza peel, shouting, "I told you not to slurp, and don't talk back, you bastard." Theft. Touch of Dionculus's liquor store. An alarm went off at the premium liquor store. Eyewitnesses report that a truck crashed through the back gate of the warehouse. People wearing hoods storm the area and are quickly loading boxes in. Okay. Guess I'm not doing the job for Christ. Counterfeiting. Every day more. I thought you might, but you're only requesting one. Go to hell. You found alcohol. The mafia can sell it for the little time they have left together. Public indecency. Visitors to the Corn Monument got a surprise today. A naked woman walked up and began posing next to the monument. Several people tried to cover her with their coats, but she shed them and ran away from everyone, laughing loudly. The eyewitnesses who called it said she was obviously under some kind of substance. Well, let's deal with them then. Mrs. Hatch called to complain about that the gifts department at the mall was selling counterfeit money. 50s, 100s, hanging right there in the window. What kind of world are we living in? I bet that's chocolate money. I'm not even giving that the time of day.
progress.
Unlawful Assembly. A noisy crowd gathered in the front of City Hall demanding the legalization of soft drugs in Freiburg. Pot cures cancer, the protests are chanting. They are definitely smoking joints. The department was displaying gift cards designed to resemble dollars, but they were clearly marked not for legal tender. Yeah, I thought as much. Public indecency. Thank you for the image that I'm probably going to have to censor now. When she spotted the police, the naked woman ran up to the police, kissed him on the lips, and then snatched his service weapon. Knocked the weapon out of her hands and put her face in the dirt. I love how you assume it was a him. Because technically a woman went to that as well. You want some reinforcements, do you? To hell with it, why not? That's why not. Bastian, Somali, go deal with it. Marissa Brown reports that she heard several shots ring out from a nearby window, followed by a man shouting, "Shut up," every night, the same thing, freaking junkies. Marissa explained that her neighbor is a former soldier who often quarrels with the young people who spend their evenings hanging around in the apartment courtyard. And what the Christ is this like? Okay. Crime boss. Victor Varga always sleeps in his mansion and wakes up at exactly 5:56. He says the extra 4 minutes add up to another year awake over the span of his life. In the morning, first thing, Victor heads down to the bunker to inspect the money they've printed overnight. You know what? I don't blame the man for that. The bunker is located in the basement of the Varga mansion where he keeps his counterfeit printing equipment. The door is secured by steel bars and an electronic combination lock. Only Victus knows the code. Okay. A machine mixes blue and yellow paint to get just the right shade of green for the printing currency. The older, bald man works at night. Victus Varga brought him over from the homeland, probably by force. Okay. Printed bills stacked, ready for shipment. Varga will personally deliver them whenever you want. Whenever I want. Alright, I don't think I have anywhere close to the right enough things right here, because first up, those two are the same. Those two are the same, which means we don't have 8. Plus, you go down to the basement, not up the stairs, so that doesn't make sense. Okay. Good job. Good job. What about the gun? I swear if someone gets shot.
I was trying to raise 10.
Well done. Well done. That's what I like to see. Glorious. Glorious. You definitely get to rest next time. As for the next shift, I guess you and you can rest, and then you and you can rest. I guess that's just how it'll work. Bodybuilding competition at the Sand Ice Arena. Corn monument turns into a giant icicle. Farmer confuses kite with UFO. Everyone hates me. Or loves me, even. It'd be a different story if everyone hated me. You didn't come to work. Go to hell. You didn't come to work. Then you get fired. You asked, so you can go. As can you. I said yes to you. I said yes to you. I said yes to you. And I said yes to you. And I think I said yes to you. Okay. I've got enough policemen. And investigators. Do I need to give you another stripe just so that you don't deal with alcohol anymore? Oh goody. Another day of whatever the Christ is going on. What is this? Dr. Fiona Klaskick, Old House. Mr. Boyd, please note that this information is highly classified. 6 months ago, terrorists simultaneously launched 3 satellites, which, according to our intelligence, transmitted some kind of hypersensitive radiation waves designed to sap our willpower. We've quickly developed a cure which should improve the mental strength of our citizens, especially our military and police forces. We're conducting clinical studies, and we need 4 of your employees to try out the latest version of the drug. Between us, between us, these men are running a great risk because our experiments on rads were not entirely successful. But for 80K, would you be willing to take the chance? Kill Klaus! Kill Klaus! Child abuse. Everyday mall. The company Flutty Fanny, which produces diapers and toys, put on a presentation about their new products. They invited 2 clowns to entertain the young mothers and their children. The kids didn't like the clowns and began to cry, and one of the clowns lashed out at the audience, shouting, "God, I could just plug that child. I can't stand it. It's like he's scraping my ears from the inside." The second clown just silently watched everything, then pulled out a WW2 gun out of his bag and aimed it at the crowd. He asked his friend in a gravely voice, "Mikhail, who do you want me to kill? Just point at them with your finger, and I'll put the devil down." Later, it would become known that these 2 were former psychiatric patients who had been successfully treated and released. Are you sure about that? Oh my god, you actually killed Klaus. Oh my god, what else did you do to them? Chief, those pills they gave us were really strange. It's impossible to concentrate on anything, and my feet hurt really bad. Klaus all of a sudden started throwing up, and when his skin got covered with blisters and he dropped dead. I'm sorry, did you lose like... What? I'm not sure if that was worth 80 grand. Plus... There weren't any bombs, just some pranksters. They were throwing a handful of stuff around like firecrackers. Oh, okay, that's not so bad then. So, McCoy, Trebor, handle that, please. Meanwhile, no, I don't have any new policemen yet. You know what? I'm fine with killing Klaus because the arse made me pay 15 grand for him in the first place. But there's a crowd of weeping children and mothers scraping for cover. One clown is sitting and growling and tearing out his hair. The other takes aim at the hysterical clown. Pounce on the clown with a gun and try to seize the weapon. Well done. Well done. I just need to survive this one day. And then hopefully everyone else should be fine. Get home fast. You useless bastards. Carjacking. Mr. Portman called in to report that the theft of his car. I was at the intersection and 2 men with pistols approached and told me to get out the car. I didn't argue, but I can't figure out why they'd want that old bucket of bolts. Well, it's a crime nonetheless, so let's go deal with it. I should have sent Kemp. I can send her now. 2 girls refused to compromise over the last pair of designer shoes and began to tear out each other's hair. The guard called the police and said he couldn't intervene. I'm still suffering from injuries from the last time this happened. Well, let's send some people then. McCoy, Trebor, I expect better from you, honestly. I don't care if you've just had some pills that pretty much gave you negative 600 professionalism, but still.
1111 in progress.
That was a huge mistake I did giving them those pills, wasn't it? Drug sales. Mr. Coleman reports that there's a drug pusher working out the parking lot near his home. He's Arab and every day comes rumbling up on his moped, selling drugs to local school children. It's like they're his regular customers. Can't you do anything? Yes, I can.
1111 in progress.
Drug use. You caught the fight. Good on you. An elderly man caught sight of a man using drugs and saw him take a packet of white powder from his pocket and sprinkled it on a donut and ate the monstrosity right there in front of the children. I don't think that's drug use. The drug eater was a man who likes to put his own sugar on his donuts. My mum makes the best powdered sugar in the world. Here, try some. And there's an Arab sitting on a moped handing a package to a person in a car. Then they move off in different directions. Block the moped.
1111.
There we go. You found weed. Well, the Mafia can sell that because we're definitely not catching them anytime soon. Smuggling. Port. We just received an anonymous tip. There's a large shipment of contraband tobacco being loaded at the port. Understandable. We'll wait for the rest of everyone then. Off you go, policeman, that like Robespierre. Pagan ritual. Report. Glorious. what are we discovering here, then? I still don't think there's enough detail there, is there? No, if we look at the fact there's like, that's a double up, that's a double up, that's a double up, there's definitely not enough detail. How are my people doing so bad at the moment? A local TV station is filming a story on how to utilize companies paint over how our utilities companies paint over graffiti, and the city's other efforts fighting for good. Clean Freeburg. We need a couple of uniformed officers on scene for the camera now. Well, we might as well send the two that actually like Mayor Rogers. There we go. And I can just end the day like that. Glorious. You know what, Klaus? Despite bullying me into what you did, I'll let you die. You should not be, you should not be. Actually, I think you worked. Yeah, you should be. So, Majara and Somali get the day off next time. Okay. Ooh, what's going on here? Boyd? Why is there a bunch of guys with guns? Hello? Oh.
My God, Mr. Boyd, there's no tea in the whole house. We've looked everywhere. I could bring you a nice box of Japanese tea. I think you'd fall in love.
He doesn't even acknowledge him. Oh, yes, he does.
Let's get this over with. The people on the street are freezing by now.
Oh, yes. I do apologize for the ill-mannered crowd. A man in my position deals with a lot of unpleasantness.
Mr. Boyd, don't you wonder why Mayor Rogers so easily gave you your job back?
I promised the doctors I'd think less.
Funny. The people of this city are in the opposite situation. They've begun to use their heads for the first time in many years.
Really
They've learned
now?
to argue. But of course they can't agree on anything. Does Freeburg need change? Should the old guard give way to a new generation of politicians? Would I make a good mayor? Was Stuart Rogers a bad mayor?
Yes.
All these arguments reek of naivete, but let's be charitable. Many of them are allowing themselves to doubt for the first time.
Okay.
What's important is this. In times when the people cannot reach an accord, what they need is something to unite them.
And what do you suppose that would be?
One of those things is their undying love for their chief of police. People can support me or hate me, can defend Rogers or demand his resignation, but they remain sure of one thing. Their police chief is a saint.
Ironic.
Their police chief won't let the city fall to chaos. And despite everything, the events of recent months have only improved your reputation, Mr. Boyd.
The fact of being in hospital
have
for
been
over...
touched by your recovery from that coma. Your eagerness to return again and again to your post. To serve the city. And of course, Stuart Rogers, whose position is seriously shaken, wishes to take advantage of you.
Rogers understands that he won't survive this fight. He just wasn't prepared for it. So he's planned a major security operation. He intends to storm Eugene's house, burn everything to the ground so the pillar of smoke can be seen from anywhere in the city. He wants you to personally lead the assault. He'll tell the reporters that Eugene Chaffee was behind a series of terrorist attacks across the city. When he offered armed resistance during his arrest, Eugene was shot and killed.
What are you gonna do about it?
What should I do? Respond in kind, of course.
What, you're gonna storm City Hall?
Don't have the stomach for it, Mr. Boyd? You do understand what my gratitude would mean. Enough money to last you the rest of your life.
My job. I want to keep my job. Not 1 year, not 5 years, but until I decide it's time to leave.
I told you, Eugene, he's no longer interested in money.
Oh, I'll take the money, too. It'll be nice to get a bonus when you extend my contract.
You ask for too much, Mr. Boyd.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I'll visit you in a few days, Mr. Boyd. Gather your strength. You forgot them in my car the last time we met.
Thanks, but I gave them up. Might add a few years to my life.
I mean, understandable.
And one more thing. I wanted you to hear this from me, not the newspapers. Consider it a gift.
Aren't you the person who calls me Cupcake, so you're the one that gave Lana all the information? So in other words, you're the arse. Well, there's Martin. Wait. Eugene killed Martin. Well, that's a series of events and a half, so it looks like I'm going to have to choose between Mayor Rogers and Eugene, a.k.a. Robespierre. So let me know in the comments down below. Who do you think should be in charge? The forced sex offender or the psychopathic murderer? There is no good option, I can already tell. Well, everyone, I'm all out of time for today's episode, so it looks like, what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I've been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that, until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.